right, welcome to the third episode of After the Whistle, a Front Porch Sports podcast. Championship Sunday preview. We have a very special guest on the show. We're going to keep the guests coming in, try to keep the show interesting and stuff like that. That's really all we're going to talk about is the Championship Sunday. We're going to break down the games a little bit. I'm going to get to my picks, who I bet on and stuff like that. 5-0 last week, if you didn't know, in divisional rounds. So hoping for similar success this week. Before we get started, a couple big announcements. After this episode, so from the fourth episode and forward, these are going to be available on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify. So that's pretty cool. I know with YouTube, you got to keep the tab open and stuff like that. And they still will be on YouTube as well. If you like watching them, opposed to just listening or whatever you want to do, that'll still be an available option. But it will also then be available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I think that's pretty cool. It's going to make it seem a little more legitimate and things like that. And also, I don't want to call it a studio because it's just like a table in the corner of my house, but I'll have a little more legitimate of a setup. That way you don't have to just look at some boring wall behind me. So I'll call it the studio. I'm working on setting that up so that'll look a little more spiffy. But yeah, those are some pretty cool announcements. Thank you guys for all the support. We're at over 100 views on both of the first two videos. We're coming up on 50 subscribers now, which is awesome. I had 50 subscribers. I would have thought it was going to take like a couple months, not a couple episodes. So that is super cool. I really appreciate it. We're going to keep it going. And without further ado, here is our interview with Mr. Jose Fagundes. Alrighty. I would like to welcome on the second guest. I guess you're the third guest, but you are the guest of the third episode, Jose Fagundes. Jose, how are we doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am fantastic. I'm excited to break down these games. I think people know where you stand on the Buffalo Kansas City game right off the back. I love the backdrop.
He's my guy. He's my guy.
So
he's from 45.
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
Oh, Josh is from 45 minutes outside my hometown. I got a root for him.
Absolutely. So we will start over in that game, Kansas City and Buffalo. I don't know if I want to say it's the more interesting game, but I think there's more questions around this one. These teams met in week 6. Kansas City won that game 26-17. The big note of that game, Clyde Edwards-Helaire rushed for 161 yards in that game. He will not be playing this Sunday due to injury. And I think I want to start off with Mahomes here. So I don't think he should play. I mean, no. I know that he's going to play. There's no doubt in my mind he's going to play. But the NFL, they preach this player's safety. And then to have him go out there and play, I think it's an absolute joke that, it ruins everything that they've tried to stand for.
Well, yeah, he can't go out and play. He got hit hard.
He looked like he couldn't move.
Yeah, he was in space. He was in space.
Right? He didn't know what planet he was on.
Yeah, no. But the thing is, the Buffalo is pretty good on defense. There's a reason they got this far.
Yep.
With a young team. It's because they're good on defense. Jerry Hughes has 2+ sacks in each game. That's that's solid. They're gonna get to the quarterback. There's no doubt about that. So
with his toe also, forget about the concussion for a minute. The guy, part of his game is his mobility. It's kind of Rodgers-esque where he can move around out of the pocket and stuff like that. And so one, his head's not screwed on straight, and two, he's not going to be able to run. I even think if he was 100%, it sounds like we both like Buffalo here in this game.
I like Buffalo. I've been rooting for Buffalo all season. Just because of Josh and
they're a great story.
I want to see Buffalo.
So much fun. Yeah. Those Bills fans. My mom, her whole family's from Buffalo. She's showing me videos of her cousins. They're 50 years old, jumping through tables and shit like that. It's hysterical.
Dude, Josh, I'm excited.
So do you think though? I think we both agree. If Chad Henne plays, there is no chance they win this game.
No.
If Mahomes
he doesn't throw the ball like Mahomes,
right? If Mahomes plays, what do you think like Kansas City's game plan is going to be? Because it obviously like they had success in the first game running the ball against Buffalo. Like, do you think they try to go back to that?
I think you'll see a lot more Le'Veon Bell. You didn't really see him last week.
Nope.
I think and you're going to see more. If Mahomes plays, you're not going to see him moving around. You're going to see more short passes and slants to Tyreek Hill and in the flats, or Travis Kelce in the middle. You're not going to see these 20-yard, 30-yard passes. You're just going to see these dumpers, I think.
Well, and I agree. And that's the scary thing about Kansas City is like their weapons offensively are so amazing that I don't think he necessarily needs to be 100% to give them like a shot in this game. Like Tyreek Hill is the fastest man on earth, and Travis Kelce is just such a stud. They're a matchup problem for anyone. So if you're Buffalo, say Mahomes is playing in this, we're just going to assume he is. What is your defensive plan, do you think? Do you think they try to blitz a lot and try to throw him off, make him run around on that foot, maybe get like a shot or two in on him, see how rattled he is? Or do you think they think like, hey, if we sit back in coverage and we make him try to pick apart this defense right now, he's not going to be able to? What do you think their approach is going to be?
So defense isn't my specialty, but I think, what Buffalo could do, their guys, their DBs are not very big. That's why we saw the Hail Murray.
Yep.
They're not very big at all. But I would try to contain Mahomes, just keep him in the pocket, because that's how you're going to beat him. And just don't let Tyreek Hill go by you.
Right, just double him basically.
That's a generic answer, but
if it was that easy, everyone would do it.
If it was offense, I'm more offensive mind.
I think I kind of relate it back to the Clemson Ohio State game when Fields got cracked.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't move. I was so surprised that Clemson wasn't blitzing more. And I think that's what Buffalo's approach should be, is like, come after this guy. Like, I'm not trying to go all bounty gate here saying like aim for his head, but he's obviously like fucked up. Like, you just got to hit him a couple of times. He's not going to be able to move around. If you can make him rattled and uncomfortable, I don't see any. I don't want to say I don't see any way. I see how Kansas City would win it, but I think that's got to be the move. I agree. You can't give up the explosive plays in this game. You can't have Tyreek Hill catching like a 60-yard touchdown pass on you, or Travis Kelce breaking 3 tackles and breaking one off. And then one thing, Allen in that game, he was 14 in week 6 when they played. He was 14 of 27, only 122 yards. So what hurt. How hurt was he? I don't remember.
So it was I want to say it was week 3 or 4 when he got his injury. He had a shoulder injury, left shoulder, non-throwing shoulder.
Okay.
So, and that sticks with you for a while. I have a shoulder injury that I have, and it's 2 years now, and I still can't throw sometimes.
Okay, so he was a little banged up.
He was a little banged up, and he couldn't, I was watching that game. He really wasn't himself. He wasn't the I'm gonna juke you and
right, not the creative mass that he can be sometimes.
Yes, it wasn't himself.
I think Buffalo, I don't think that they've played their best game offensively yet. Like, they only put up 17 against Baltimore, who I get Baltimore's got a solid defense and stuff like that.
And you got to look in conditions of that game too. It was
the
cold,
wind was absolutely terrible. So what do you think Buffalo's approach offensively? Like, do you think they're going to change anything up, or is it going to just be basically the same thing? Like, let Josh go out there, do his thing, hit Diggs on the routes that he needs to hit, a little touch of Cole Beasley here and there.
I love Cole Beasley. I was a Cowboy. I'm a Cowboys fan, and now I'm a Bills. I like the Bills because Josh, but
Absolutely.
I've always been a Cowboys fan. I love Cole Beasley. And I think Josh plays him right.
Yeah.
When Romo was in Dallas, Beasley he was pretty good because Romo used him, right?
Yeah,
when
absolutely.
Dak was there, Dak didn't use him.
Yeah.
So I think, and I've told my dad this, but I want to say that Beasley has told Josh Allen some Romo things.
Oh, I'm sure he has.
Some like he has to. But I use Beasley. Diggs is always great. Get a little flyer. You can't. My thing with like the 2 Bills receivers, I like Gabriel Davis,
mm-hmm.
but he sometimes he doesn't catch the balls he should. Same with John Brown. John Brown should be used as a flyer. If they're double covering Diggs, send him
Take the
on a
top
go
off the
route.
defense with him. I
Yes,
completely agree.
yeah.
Like, I mean, you want to like that's the whole when he was drafted, that was like the whole point of him. It's like, oh yeah, this
Yeah,
guy's
when he
just
was
super
to the
fast.
Cardinals. Yeah. Yes. Yes. And I got to run the ball.
I
They didn't run the
agree.
ball but I mean Devin Singletary's not that big. So you
No,
got to start. I mean, they don't want Josh to get hurt, but you got to run some read option plays with Josh because he's
and
big.
I agree. And then I think it kind of keeps that Kansas City defense guessing there. Like,
Mm-hmm.
when you have a quarterback that is more mobile, like Josh is, I think using
Mm-hmm.
that mobility to just make the defense like uncomfortable and not really sure what's going on is great. I think you want him out of the pocket a bunch, throwing, like just kind of like making the magic like he's been doing all
Yeah,
year and stuff like that. I mean, he's been
exactly.
doing it his whole career. He's just getting smarter with it now. He's not, throwing
Mm-hmm.
as many interceptions. He's not fumbling as much and stuff like that. So, um,
Mm-hmm.
on the off chance that Chad Henne is playing this game, do you think that Kansas City is just going to try to run the ball and slow it down?
I mean, I got this little birdie in the back of my head telling me that they're gonna run the same play. They're gonna have the same game plan even if they play Mahomes with hurt. Run the ball and short passes. Because Henne is not that good.
No, he's not. He's terrible.
He's not. He was terrible on the Dolphins when he got drafted there.
Although,
And
bless
it's
his
just
heart, he
like,
covered for me last week. I needed him.
yeah. No, it's just I saw a meme last week. It was Rocky 4, and when Apollo Creed was dead, and
Yeah.
it was the Browns, and then Rocky was the Bills, and he looked up at
Drago.
Drago, and he was the Chiefs. I was like, oh, I said to my dad. My dad's like, start the music because we
That's
love
hype.
Rocky.
No, so the line in this game is Kansas City -3.5. I'm assuming we'd both take Buffalo there.
Yeah, I wanted to see what it was on Saturday because I'm gonna go to the sports book on Saturday, put it in. So I am taking the Bills.
I actually bet a
They're
money line already.
did you?
Yeah, I bet a money line. I'm waiting because I want to tease them up to 10. So
Oh, okay.
I don't like doing anything more than 6-point teasers because that like keeps the money even. But if it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't go up to 4, I think I'm going to do a 6.5-point teaser with them and get it up to 10. They're not going to
Mm-hmm.
lose the game by more than 10.
No, I don't
There's
think so.
no shot.
Hey, the two bets that I've won this fall because I can't somehow win a bet this
Cold.
fall, but have been both Bills money line, both of them.
There you go. Well, I think that just means you got to bet on them again and keep the good
I
luck
think I
rolling.
got to do it.
Well, and the other reason I did it right away is because I was worried that, like, I think if on again the off chance, I'm 95% sure he's going to play, but if Mahomes gets ruled out, that line's going to swing. Buffalo will probably end up being a 2.5-point favorite or something like that if he gets ruled out. So I wanted to get it in before that line swing because I didn't want to lay the points and stuff like that. So and then over under 54. I think it's going to be high scoring enough. I think both teams will be in the 20s. I teased the over already. I got it down to 48.
Yeah, I would say. Trying to think. I mean, I haven't looked at the weather in Kansas City because I mean, in playoff games, the weather's a huge factor.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know. I mean, last week in Buffalo, Josh Allen threw 2 passes to Diggs that should have been touchdowns, but he overthrew them because of the wind.
Justin Tucker missed 2 field goals.
And Justin Tucker missed 2 field goals.
Which we never see. Justin Tucker doesn't miss field goals.
I was after the second one, I was like, because I missed the first one because me and Nolan were going to get food, but I was watching on my phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I after the second one, I was with Sean Horn. I was like, bro, he just missed another one.
He just missed another one. All right, so give me a score prediction for this game.
I think it's gonna be close. I mean, I want to say like Bills. I don't know what that is. I want to say Bills 24, Chiefs 21. That's what's coming to me right now.
You got it close. I got 31-24 Buffalo.
Okay.
All right, now we'll switch over to the NFC game. Funny enough, these
Okay.
teams also played Week 6.
And it was a slaughter.
It was 38-10. Tampa won. Aaron Rodgers, it was his worst game of the season, not even close. 16 of 35, 160 yards, 2 interceptions, not a touchdown. Brady did not have a great game himself either. He was 17 of 27, 166 yards and 2 touchdowns. The turnover battle there being the difference. But I will say both of these teams are obviously very different than they were in this. Even though Tampa won so convincingly, they are significantly better than they were here. The offense, the chemistry, all of that good stuff. And Green Bay, they're better than they played in this game. This was obviously their worst game of the entire season. You know, anyone will tell you that. So right off the bat, do you think that Green Bay, what do you think their game plan is here? Do you think they kind of let Rodgers work, or do you think, are they a little worried that Tampa's defense has his number? They've looked great against Breeze last week. Do you think they try to do a lot more Aaron Jones? What do you think Green Bay's plan is?
Green Bay's so hard to predict, I think, because I don't think it's completely the coach. I don't think it's completely Matt Milford, whatever his name is. I think
It's
Aaron
Rodgers
Rodgers
for
has
sure.
a say. Yeah,
Absolutely.
and that's a reason. Well, I'm a big Aaron Jones fan. Like me and my dad got a picture of Aaron Jones. Like Aaron
Free
Jones
Aaron
is our guy.
Jones.
Yeah. So I have disliked Aaron Rodgers ever since I've had Aaron Jones because he just doesn't give the ball to Aaron Jones.
No, it is irritating.
I mean, just imagine if Aaron Jones got the workload of Derrick Henry.
Right? The numbers he would be putting up.
Oh my gosh. I mean, his one game that he had over 15 carries, he had 162 yards.
Rushing. Yeah, I mean, Rodgers, I've never been a huge Rodgers fan myself. He's kind of a selfish guy. I mean, it's weird. I've started to kind of like him more as a person. Like some of these interviews he's been doing with McAfee and stuff like that have been pretty interesting. But as far as a player goes, like I'm just not a fan. So I guess the bigger question is the matchup of Green Bay's offense versus Tampa's defense. How different do you see that going this time? Like, you got to assume Green Bay is going to put up more than 10 points and Rodgers isn't going to throw for 160 yards.
Yeah, I want to say Green Bay's going to throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get Davante Adams. Did they have Davante Adams in that game?
He did play. He didn't play well, though.
No. Okay. I mean, they're going to try everything they can to get the ball to him because he's their playmaker. He's their guy. I mean, I don't know. They're using A.J. Dillon more now, which I don't like because I'm an Aaron Jones fan.
It's not Aaron Jones, right?
I remember that fan. I was a couple weeks ago. I was texting you about that fan. I lost the fantasy championship, folks, because Aaron Jones didn't get the ball.
They didn't free Aaron Jones.
Yeah. CJ, if you're watching, you better thank A.J. Dillon.
Well, and then another thing is, I guess a lot of the credit that like Tampa's defense got last week was you find out how banged up Drew Brees was. And then another thing is Michael Thomas had no receptions last week, but then comes to find out Michael Thomas needs 5 different surgeries this offseason.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we didn't know that going into the game.
Yeah, the NFL won't tell you, like the teams won't tell you about injuries because they don't want the other team finding out.
Absolutely.
They want to use Michael Thomas as a decoy, so they have double coverage on him, and so Emmanuel Sanders can get the ball down the field, or Traquan Smith can get the ball down the field, like what happened.
And then on the other side, if you're Tampa, I mean, Green Bay's defense is significantly better than it was in this game. I don't think they'll allow 38 points here, but at the same time, I mean, just the collection of receivers you have. Evans, Godwin, Antonio Brown, he should be good to go. He was a little banged up last week, but he's playing.
I mean, even Scotty Miller,
I think.
And the one, is it Johnson, the one Johnson guy? The fifth receiver?
And Gronk and Cameron Brate. You got a stacked offense there, not to mention the fact that playoff Lenny Fournette is running the ball great, and so is Ronald Jones. So I think Tampa's game plan here offensively has to be to try to run the ball, keep Rodgers off the field, because obviously you got to assume that's your biggest fear. Rodgers, he's probably
Yeah.
going to win the MVP this year. I think they
Mhm.
try to run the ball. I think Arians said he kind of lets Brady coach and call the offense, which I think is the best thing that they could be doing right
Yeah.
now.
I was gonna say the Bucks have one factor that will help them beat the Packers, and why I'm rooting for him, Tom Brady.
Absolutely. I
He wants another one. He
more
told
than
he told
anything,
Devin White.
the
He
Pro
was
Bowl.
all
Yeah.
pissed about the Pro Bowl. He goes, "That's not the bowl you want to be playing in."
No, we're not here for the
Which
Pro Bowl.
that's a winner's mentality. These guys that go to the Pro Bowl year in year out, and they just kind of, oh, we're in the Pro Bowl. Like, we had a good season. Like, I would hate that. Because I mean, I grew up being a winner.
Yeah.
I want to go win.
Yep. That's the whole.
I don't care how it happens. I don't care what we have to do. I want to win.
Growing up being a Patriots fan, like obviously Brady's my guy and
Mhm.
stuff like that. And it's
Yeah.
so nice to see 43 years old, he's still doing it and stuff like that. He's bringing that mentality to a team that, I mean, the Bucks have kind of been losers the last couple of years. So it's
Mhm.
great to see that. The line here is Green Bay -3.5 over under 51. What are you taking here? Give me your prediction.
I think it's going to be a battle. I think the frozen tundra is going to be a factor.
Speaking
I'm
of that, this
seeing.
is way before. Have you seen the takes that these people have been giving about how Tom Brady doesn't like to play in the cold?
I haven't seen him, but I figured. So here's my idea. There's a reason why he left New England. It's because he didn't want to keep playing in the cold. But I
I just
think
think he wanted offense around him. I think it has nothing to do with the cold. The guy, do we
the
forget where he's been playing in the middle of January for the last 20 years?
yeah. No, I totally get that. But I think going to Tampa was, going to play, in the 70-degree weather in December is nice. It
Absolutely.
could have been an underlying factor. I don't think that was the main factor of him going there. But the old age, the cold and the old age hurts.
I would agree, but I don't think it makes a difference here. I think it could
No,
be 70
he's Tom
degrees out. I
Brady.
think it could be -7 degrees out. I think you're going to get the same Tom Brady. He's going to wear that stupid wetsuit that he likes to wear. That he just looks like a fool. But I think I don't think the game plan changes. I don't think anything really makes a difference here.
Mhm.
So back to
I
what your
yeah.
prediction is for this.
I'm seeing a low scoring game. I'm seeing a 20-17, 20-14, 17, somewhere in there. Somewhere
Mhm.
in I think would take the under,
You're
but
taking under 51.
I would take under 51.
Yep, I think that's a good play.
But
And who do you think
you've told me
wins?
you've told me in the past that life's too short to bet the under. And
It
last time I
is.
took the under, it didn't hit because Heineke decided to start going off.
That was
So
ridiculous.
I was like, two good defenses, there ain't gonna be no scoring. Under. Didn't happen.
No, didn't happen. I also like the under here, admittedly.
Hmm.
Especially if you tease it up 57, that's a lot of points.
Yeah. I mean, I think these two teams are very evenly matched, and I think it's gonna come down to is who wants it more. And I think this Bucks team is I mean, they got the mojo going.
Yep.
They've starting to win. And I don't know. I think Packers, I don't see them having the mojo that the Bucks have.
They're not as
But
hungry.
yeah, I mean, Tom Brady's always hungry when he gets in the playoffs. Playoffs, Tom Brady. That's why I was looking. Everybody's counting him out. I was like, you guys don't nobody thinks about playoffs Tom Brady.
Right? Like, have we just forgotten what an absolute psychopath this man is?
Yes, that's just get all his main goal is getting playoffs.
Right?
Getting
Because
playoffs.
then he knows he can just turn it up like none other.
Yes. I mean, he still had what? How many touchdowns this year? 38, 40?
It's ridiculous. Yeah,
Somewhere
I
in
think
there?
it was 40.
Yeah, I saw a stat today. 4 of the top 5 quarterbacks that had the most the 5 most touchdown getters. 4 of them are in the national or the championship games.
I mean, that doesn't shock
The
me
only
at
one that
all.
isn't is Russell Wilson, which I'm not happy with him anymore.
No, I'm not happy with him either. He really fell off towards the back half.
I took Seahawks to get to the Super Bowl this year to win the NFC.
I actually had them losing to the Rams in that game.
I didn't have I just thought I never liked I underestimated the Rams defense, and I don't think their offense is that good.
All right. So give me your score prediction for the game.
20-13, Tampa Bay.
I like it.
I'm taking two dogs. I'm taking I do this. I bet I want to see Brady win. I want to see Brady win.
I am also taking two dogs. I have already bet Tampa money line. When the line came out, it was actually at 4, so I teased that up to 10 right away. I teased that with the over in the Kansas City game. I think that Tampa Bay wins the game, and I'm going to say it's going to be real close. I'm going to say 24-20. I think it's going to just be an absolute dogfight, but I feel like it'll be 17-20 with a minute 14 left, and Tampa gets the ball back, and Brady goes down the field and
Brady
scores.
goes to work.
Right? He just does what he's done every time.
Yeah. The only thing that scares me about Tampa Bay is the cold.
Yep.
Not Brady in the cold.
But the receivers, the defense, the things like that, these guys aren't used to playing in that. Yes. I agree.
Yes, that's the only thing that's why Green Bay has an edge, but Tampa has an edge because they have Tom Brady.
I heard today, I didn't fact check it. I saw it on Twitter, so you don't know how true it is.
Yeah.
But I saw that Aaron Rodgers has more interceptions in championship games than touchdowns. That's fucking wild if that's true.
I believe it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that
he's had to play in San Francisco for 2 of them.
Yep. Yeah, and this is also his first home championship game.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to think about, like, all these years. It's fun. Like, they've been to 1 Super Bowl.
Who'd they play when they went to that Super Bowl?
In the Super Bowl, they played the Steelers.
I know they played the Steelers because it was in Dallas.
Yeah.
But who'd they play
in that title game?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, look that up real quick.
I'm gonna look it up because I want to know.
No, absolutely. And then you just some of their other runs when they were the 1 seed in 2011, they lose to Eli Manning and those stupid Giants teams and stuff like that. Yeah, they run into Alex Smith and Colin Kaepernick in the playoffs. They've blown some huge leads to Seattle and stuff like that. It's kind of been a rough going, and it was kind of who was it?
It was the Bears at Soldier Field. It was when the Bears were good.
Oh, that was
Jay Cutler, Brandon Marshall Bears.
Damn, that was a fun team. I love the Bears. I want the Bears to be good again.
I like Cutler. I don't know. I've liked the quarterbacks I watched growing up. It hurts me when I see Rivers and Eli and Drew Brees. I mean, if Drew Brees retires,
he's done. Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, Phillip just retires. I mean, you got to think Brady's got what, like this year,
3
maybe
years tops.
That's what 2 more.
I give him 3 years tops.
Rodgers is probably 4 years.
I think if he gets this Super Bowl, I think he calls it quits. I think nobody's going to touch him with 7.
See, my issue, I would normally agree with you, but he's such a psycho that I think he'd be like, obviously I'm still good enough to win. Why wouldn't I go out and just get 8?
Yeah.
Like, I think
you're right. No, you're right. Yeah, I understand that too. But he's a smart guy. I think he knows he can't play forever, but I mean, he's going to try.
Absolutely. Well, okay, so you're giving me a Bills-Bucks Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Just real quick, this is what we'll end it on. Who do you think wins that game?
I hate to say it. The Bucks. It's a home game. It's a home Super Bowl game.
Right, which is crazy. And my favorite thing about it is all these Bills fans, they think, oh, we got him out of the division. Like the witch is dead. He's gone. He's not in the AFC East anymore. Guess who's going to be fucking waiting for you in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
That's as fun of a matchup as like Mahomes Rodgers would be. That'd be such a high scoring game, especially because you give Mahomes that time to recover. He's going to be healthy and good to
he gets 2 weeks to recover.
Like like that'll be fun. I would much rather see Bucks Bills. That's just so much more.
I think, yeah. I mean, the Buffalo freaking loves the Bills. They
Oh
they
yeah.
love Josh. But so they're gonna have that riding it, and I think the momentum of having, pretty much the whole damn state
Yeah.
with you. They're gonna be ready to play, but Josh scares me a little bit just because he gets nervous and he gets a little
He
jittery.
does those crazy things where he tries to throw the ball behind him to someone.
Yeah,
Like, what are you doing, Josh? No one's there.
Josh, what's happening?
No, it's like he's playing Madden. He just starts button mashing everything. It's like, what do I do? What do I do?
No,
what do I do?
he looks like I'm terrible at defense on Madden, so he probably looks like me when I play. You've played me when
Oh yeah,
I'm just sitting there,
just flicking all the sticks and stuff.
Oh yeah,
and Brady in the Super Bowl, like especially when it's going to be against Buffalo like that, like. It's not a brain dead quarterback like Eli Manning or Nick Foles. Like it's someone like competent. So we both right now going into this game have Tampa Bay winning the Super Bowl over Buffalo. That's crazy that we both have the Dogs this week.
Yeah, that is crazy.
It's a little scary.
It scares me because usually when I take more than one dog, it bites me in the ass. But
right. And then Mahomes' health is the biggest question mark. Because if he's 100%, but he can't be he's not going to be anywhere near 100%.
No, he's not. He got rocked.
Right. It'll be interesting though, because Andy Reid, he's such a good coach.
Oh, he's a great coach.
Coaching with some big old balls last week going for. What'd you think of that 4th down call?
I was like, because I low key wanted the Bills to win or the Browns to win because I wanted Bills home game.
Yeah.
But I was just sitting there. I was like, oh, he actually did that. Like I do that in Madden.
Well, yeah, of course. And there's no doubt in my mind. It was going for it was the right call, I think.
Yeah.
Like I would have, but like 4th and inches, how do you not just hand the ball off? Like you're trusting Chad Henne to roll out and
exactly.
It worked out. Tyreek was wide open, but like, do you think he makes that call if they hadn't won the Super Bowl the year before? I don't. I think he probably punts.
Yeah.
You're coaching with so much more job security when you don't have to worry about it. Like he won the Super Bowl. They're not.
Yeah, because like that could get you. That's why they fired. Pretty much the underlying cause why they fired Doug Peterson was because they stopped playing in the second half.
Bad.
That was so bad. But I'm actually glad it happened because I didn't want to see a 6-10 team hosting a playoff game.
Right. You had all these Giants fans complaining on Twitter and stuff like that. Like, oh, they're not like. Don't go 6-10 and maybe it's not the end of the world. Like,
yeah,
you should have been better. I'm sorry that you could only win 6 games this year.
I remember that watching that, me and my dad were watching that Cowboys game.
Oh yeah, because you guys were still in it at that point.
I started tweeting away.
Yeah.
Because when I get mad, I just start like pretty much telling the
letting
Cowboys
your emotions
that
out online.
I can be a better coach than Mike McCarthy because I would actually call right plays.
He's a terrible coach. I'll be honest.
The only reason he's got a Super
Bowl,
Bowl is
you bring in Mike McCarthy.
McCarthy. Like I was thinking when they hired him, I was like, okay, you got a Super Bowl, you got a Super Bowl champion coach on your team. Like, I was okay with it. But then
you remembered who Mike McCarthy is, and it's like, oh yeah, this guy sucks.
They won that Super Bowl because they had Greg Jennings, Aaron Rodgers, and Jordy Nelson.
Yeah, right. They had like one of the most prolific offenses ever.
Yeah, and a great defense.
Yeah, no, that team was just insanity.
Yeah.
So, all right. So Bucks and Bills this weekend.
Fingers crossed. I'm rooting for them.
All right, Jez. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
Have a good one. Enjoy the games.
I will. You too.
All right. Catch you later.
Right, big shout out to Jose for that. I really liked the way that one went. It felt very relaxed and less scripted, which was kind of the tone I'm going for interviews in the future. So it's good to see that we are making that progress and it's getting better. I touched on some of my picks in there, but to make them, I guess, a little more official right now, my picks for this Sunday, I have Buffalo money line They're plus 140. Mahomes is playing. He's officially ruled active. I think I still like Buffalo in this game. Plus the payout's pretty good, plus 140. I then have Tampa Bay money line as well. They are plus 170. You don't make money betting against Tom Brady in the playoffs. I know the Packers look good. I know he's 43. I know it's going to be freezing in Lambeau. I don't care. I don't think it matters. I then placed a parlay with both of those two teams' money line on it. So that's a pretty cool payout there as well. 2 dogs on the money line. I love to see that. Next, right when the line came out, it was Tampa Bay plus 4. It's back up to plus 4, what I'm seeing now. So, but if you're seeing 3.5, I would do a 6.5 point teaser here. If you're seeing it at 4, I would just do the 6 point teaser. I have Tampa Bay up to plus 10, teased with the Bills over, which brought it down to 49. I think there's going to be points scored in that Buffalo game. In Tampa plus 10, I mean, there's no way they lose by more than 10 in my mind. I mean, obviously things happen, but I think 10 is a good number. I feel comfortable with that. And then Buffalo, right now, I'm seeing Buffalo at plus 3.5. So I haven't bet this one yet because I would rather do the 6 point teaser opposed to the 6.5 point teaser. So I'm waiting and I'm hoping that Buffalo goes up to plus 4. I hope the line moves a little bit. And then I'm going to tease Buffalo with the under in the Green Bay game, which currently sits at 51.5. So in this scenario, it will be Buffalo plus 10, and the under will be 57.5. If that line doesn't move up to plus 4 for Buffalo, I would just do a 6.5 point teaser, which would then bring the under to under 58. But either way, that's getting Buffalo at 10 is the goal. So just to list them all out, Buffalo money line, Tampa money line, a parlay with both of those two money line, Tampa plus 10 with over 49 in the Buffalo game, and then Buffalo plus 10 with either under 58 or under 57.5, depending if I'm doing a 6.5 or a 6 point teaser in the Green Bay game. So that's this week's episode. Thank you all again for the support. I feel like things are going pretty well right now. If you don't follow us on Twitter, make sure you do. It's at Front Porch Spore, like SPOR, and then the number 1. I tweet out my college basketball picks, which I've been doing all right in there. I've been breaking right around even. Big Saturday coming up, so hopefully some winners on there. Other than that, that's really all I got. Thank you guys.